What is up, people of the internet? It is me, Real American, back in with a new video. And today, we got some breaking news out of the Supreme Court. Guys, it is seemingly official. Affirmative action has been struck down by the Supreme Court at colleges, universities, any higher education, whatever. This is a massive W. In my opinion, this is the best ruling the Supreme Court has had since the overturning of Roe v. Wade just last summer. Basically a year to the day that Roe v. Wade was overturned. Well, affirmative action is all but dead. Yes, it's still technically allowed for hiring purposes, but this is such a massive blow to the affirmative action baloney that you could pretty much say it's on its way out, especially probably in a couple of years when they rule on hiring. But this was a big one related to colleges and universities. This is a great day for everybody. It doesn't matter the color of your skin. This was always a baloney argument, law, regulation, and just quite frankly, policy by these universities to decide who goes to university or college based on this color of their skin. Now, before we continue with today's video, I hope you enjoy these type of videos. If you do, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the social media accounts in the description down below. Go follow all of them, Twitter, Rumble, every single one of them. And of course, join the channel today. Guys, this is the best way to support Real American and keep this channel independent. You want to have the independent, free content? Well, this is the best way to support it. So I hope and recommend you join the channel today. Alright, everybody. So let's get into it. This was anticipated ruling. And there was some on the right that was worried that the judges, they weren't going to rule in favor of getting rid of it. And I was like, yes, there's been some questionable rulings, but I don't think even Roberts was going to rule in favor of affirmative action. And guess what? Roberts, he was the person that wrote the decision. It was a 6-3 majority, technically 6-2. I think that Justice Jackson, she dissented or abstained, I should say. So it was basically 6-2, though she did write a dissent, which, go read it. It's a disgrace against the law system. But either way, the Supreme Court ruled on Thursday that colleges can't explicitly consider applicants' race in admissions, a landmark ruling that will radically transform how colleges are able to attract a diverse student body. It doesn't freaking matter this crap I'm sick of. Oh, everything has to be diverse and all this stuff. What? That's not the point of colleges and universities. It's supposed to get education. And it doesn't matter your skin color, your ethnicity, your race, anything. Whoever has the higher GPA, the higher awards for, honors, all of that. It doesn't matter if it's Asian, white, Hispanic, black. Whoever has the highest, GPA, who has the highest honors, all of that, they should be considered first instead of this race-based nonsense, which that's what was happening. You had people, and I love how they try to spin this as, oh, it gave a little extra weight to applicants from certain underrepresented groups. There were some people that had a GPA of 4.5. This ain't even a joke. 4.5, 4.6, which I didn't even think was possible. Well, there were some that had incredibly high GPAs, above 4.3, 4.4, 4.5. And they were denied, not at one university, but several Ivy League schools, just because they were white. Not just one, but I think the guy did 10 of them as a test, and he got denied at every single one of them because he was white. How is that fair? How? And surprisingly, the biggest group that got screwed over the most were Asians. It's just a fact. They do, on average, have higher GPAs and higher honors. That's based on statistics. That's not me being racist. It's a fact, and they're denied the highest percent of all of the groups. This affirmative action nonsense was targeted at whites, but in particular Asians. It is BS. You shouldn't be accepted in the university just because you're a minority, just because you're African American. There's no reason for it. If you are having a high GPA, you have good honors, fine, let them in. Not just because they're African American, just because they deserve it. They earned it. They have high GPAs, they have high honors. The High Court sided with the conservative nonprofit Students of Fair Admissions, which argue that universities' admissions process discriminate against white and Asian American applicants, which is true. Go look at the stats. Asian Americans in particular, I love that these Democrats, they've been saying, we want, equality for all and equity, except for whites, Asians, and anybody, some Hispanics, just only our voters. They should get equity. And if they're a minority. It's like, it's a scam. It is a complete and total scam. I mean, who freaking cares what the skin color of somebody is? Who cares what their heritage is? If they earned it, let them in. Race should have zero impact. Even Martin Luther King Jr. argued this in the 60s. The 60s, excuse me. It's like, suddenly now we have to decide based on race? Just go read one of his speeches. Nothing he said was, I believe in, equality for all and all of this, except for white people. He never said that. Yet these people quote him all the time. Why? It's a scam. They do this on purpose. They try to divide you based on your skin color. And they try to award those that are in quote-unquote lesser classes. Doesn't that sound kind of racist to label people based on they're in lower classes? Based on their skin color? I mean, what am I supposed to say? That's been the Democrats' argument for years about this. Some colleges have already begun to scrap their affirmative action programs, including the University of Michigan, where black undergraduate enrollment dropped precipitously after a state ban. What? Okay? It doesn't freaking matter what your race is. It doesn't matter. And that's what the Supreme Court is saying. Race should not have an impact on if you get in college or not. It should be based on honors, your GPA, and all of that. The majority opinion outlines the 14th Amendment's equality guarantees at the basis of its decision. Affirmative action is described as discriminatory policy by the court's conservative justices. The Harvard and UNC admission programs cannot be reconciled with the guarantees of the Equal Protection Clause, Chief Justice Roberts wrote in the majority opinion. Both programs lack sufficiently focused and measurable objectives warranting the use of race, unavoidably employ race in a negative manner, involve racial stereotyping, and lack of meaningful endpoints. I'm surprised I'm agreeing with Roberts here, because he's been pretty bad recently, but he's absolutely correct. Race has nothing to do if you get in college or not. It shouldn't. I'm not even denying, look, maybe it made sense in 1920. Maybe. But these people that say, well, back in 1900, these immigrants, they couldn't get in. That's 120 years ago. We're completely different. If you seriously believe this country, racism the worst it's ever been against minorities, you're delusional. You're absolutely crazy. Again, maybe made sense 150 years ago when the slaves were free and all of that. Fine. But now, in the 21st century, where if you even misgender somebody, you can get thrown in jail for 10 years? What's the point of it? This limited use of race has helped equalize educational opportunities for all students of every race and background and has improved racial diversity on college campuses. It doesn't matter what the race is. I don't get, again, this is from Sotomayor. I'm not shocked. But it's like, This is her dissent because, oh, that, it's mean and, it's sad that some people don't go to university. It is. But usually, if you have high honors and you have a good GPA and all of that, you're fine. You're gonna make it. It shouldn't be decided based on race. Just do it based on your honors. That's it. And I know I'm beating a dead horse with this, but come on now. So overall, this was a good decision by the Supreme Court. And while it technically doesn't deal with all affirmative action, like in the private workplace, this is a death blow to this affirmative action cult that's developed the last 50 years or so. I mean, this has always been their bread and butter in university admissions. Now, well, it's thrown out the window. This is a good day for conservatives, and just not even just conservatives, a good day for everybody. Because guess what? This means, funny enough, there will be less racism when it comes to admissions. And I know the left is going to deny it, but guess what? This ruling promotes for equality, which is the left. They have ignored that for years now. Anyways, folks, thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the Twitter accounts in the description down below, and of course, join the channel today. Thank you so much. Godspeed to all of you.